Welcome back once again. Egypt has launched Egypt Timeless, and that is located at the heart of Paris, a cultural showcase at the Place du Louvre, marking Egypt's designation as guest of honor in the Paris 2026 cultural program. The event opened in central Paris in coordination with the city of Paris and the Egyptian embassy, and was attended by Egypt's ambassador to France, Ambassador Tariq Dahroug, alongside diplomats and figures from France cultural and artistic circles. Very delighted to be having with us for more details over the phone Mr. Elhamy Zayat, the tourism expert. Good morning, Mr. Zayat.
Good morning.
How are you doing, sir?
Fine, thank you.
Of course, how do you observe or read the significance of launching Timeless at the Place du Louvre, one of the most symbolic cultural spaces, I believe, in the world?
It's very important because the French people are basically interested in Egypt because of culture. Culture is number one, maybe diving number two, and adventure in the desert. But culture is definitely number one. I mean, even if they do other activities, French will always come for culture. They know it, and they study it, and they keep reviewing it all the time, and the quantity of books published in France, I don't think it's exceeded by anyone else.
Right. Speaking at the opening, Ambassador Dahroug said that the showcase reflected the depth of long-standing Egyptian-French cultural ties that was shaped over centuries through exchanges in knowledge, art, and scholarships, and etc.
Absolutely. As you know, the Egyptomania started in France after the discovery of, the discovery of the hieroglyphs, and the meanings of the hieroglyphs. They were basically done by Champollion, and then we know that and many things went to France after Napoleon. Napoleon was the one who invaded Egypt in 1778, and during his stay, he brought with him 157 scientists, and they described Egypt, and they did a book which is very famous called The Description de l'Égypte, and this is always the book that opened the eyes for Egypt, because before this, we had some people who traveled to Egypt, but it was just adventure, just nothing serious. But this is the first scientific book that was published about Egypt. And until today, it's the marking point. This is how they discovered where Tutankhamun tomb was discovered, because it was in the Description de l'Égypte, and it disappeared with time. So they could find it back because of this.
Right. How, in your opinion, does cultural showcasing abroad differ from the traditional tourism promotional campaigns in general?
That's a very good question, because it's in a place where you have underneath, or in the vicinity, you have the Louvre, and the Louvre is a center of culture, and you have an excellent Egyptian part of the Louvre, which talks about Egypt. So this, plus the location, it's really central in Paris, between south and north, east and west. So it really is centrally located, and a lot of people go to the Louvre just to see it among other things, but basically they would see the Egyptian side of it.
How can events like Egypt Timeless influence the European tourist perceptions of Egypt beyond the classic image of antiquities? And of course we have history, and we have the relics, and we have the monuments and everything, but Egypt has beyond that also. So how does that reflect the modern image of Egypt?
Well, the modern image of Egypt is by the fact that we are exhibiting, excuse me, the fact that we are exhibiting there means that we are going with the tide. We are not sleeping. We are always attending the occasions where the people can watch. And as you know, all the Europeans and all the visitors to France visit the Louvre. I mean, number after the Tour Eiffel, which has 6 million visitors per year. The number 2 is the Louvre. So we can find out that it's very important for the exposition of the Egyptian art to the other countries, to the US, to the Europeans, to the Asians. Nobody misses the Louvre.
Right. I believe this exhibition highlights centuries of Egyptian and French cultural exchange. So how important is this historical connection in attracting the French and European visitors also today?
Well, as we said, the European and the French are attracted by all what Egypt has to offer, as you rightfully said, not only the antiquities, but Egypt has a lot of things else to offer. I mean, we have other civilization, we have the Islamic, we have the Christian, we have the Coptic. It's a mix of things that they can see in Egypt. It's not only the pharaonic, but the pharaonic is the highlight. That's definitely no discussion about this. But also, we know in Egypt today, we have the modern art, we have modern art museum, we have a lot of other things to exhibit. So, being at the Louvre, it's the center of culture, and people are attracted to it.
Right. So, in your opinion, to what extent can cultural diplomacy could be translated into tangible tourism growth, such as the increased visitor numbers or longer stays in Egypt and things like that?
Well, we forgot to mention something very important today. It's the GEM, the new museum, the new Egyptian museum.
Of course.
The Grand Egyptian
Right.
Museum. This definitely added one night as an average to the stay of the foreigners in Egypt. And that's very, very important. But to go back to your question, that Egypt has a lot of things that can really amaze the foreigners visiting there. And as I said, the only thing I don't call it, as you see, cultural visit. I call it antiquity visit, because cultural visit, it means musicals and other things, which Egypt is not having for the time being. At least we don't have the agenda. We have maybe representation in the Opera House, but we don't have the agenda as we used to have it in the past, which says at such month we have this, on this occasion we'll have this musical. We don't have this for the time being. But it exists in Egypt, so people have to dig to find out the information. And but yet they will come to Egypt, and then we have something also very new, which is the Holy Family, the Holy Family site.
Yes.
They can visit. So you keep adding and adding and adding, and Egypt is timeless, is infinite. We have many, many things to see.
So what tourism segments specifically could be most likely to be influenced by this cultural showcase? The cultural tourists, the luxury travelers, youth, probably academics?
Well, it's a mix of all this. As a matter of fact, of course, what is coming up right now is the luxury tourism. It's increasing in Egypt at a very big pace. After we will see, all the new development which will happen on the North Sea, this type of tourism, the expensive tourism, will increase a lot. But right now we see that number one attraction is the Nile. People are going on the Nile. That's why all hotels are booked, and the Nile cruisers, those who are not finding clients in the past 5-7 years, now they are full. And that's a very good sign, because these people spend a lot. Why? Because they have time. After they finish the visit, they have time. They go to the bazaar, they go to visit the restaurant. If you see Luxor now, it's full of restaurants. I mean, a few years back, Luxor had no restaurant except in the hotels. So that's a big change, and we change with time. So, and you have night visit, like Sound and Light, of course, which is on top. But in Aswan, you have the Nubian Museum. You can visit all day long and all night. So there are a lot of things. You have the Sound and Light in Aswan as well. So a lot of things are offered to the tourists. Plus, of course, the serenity and the quietness of the place when you are at the Cataract Hotel. It's fantastic, the view and...
Beautiful, of course.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So from a tourism strategy perspective maybe, how important is it to link the cultural events like that abroad with the on-ground experiences in Egypt?
That's very, very crucial. And how do you link it? It's by demonstration, by showing people eating. For instance, part of the culture is eating the food of Egypt. The food of Egypt, so you have to show. If you see all the advertising about Egypt, it shows food. It's very important. Food, the display of food, and people, it whets the appetite. It tells them, I can go there, I can eat. And not only this, now we have a lot of effort done to promote food in the farms or in the small houses in Aswan and Luxor. Many associations are doing this. They are helping the people of Upper Egypt to do homemade food and sell it to the tourists. So these are new things that are evolving and very rapidly, and we see people are attracted to all this. Yeah.
Right, at the end of the day. Thank you very much, Mr. Elhamy Zayat, the tourism expert. Thank you so much, and you have a good day. By this, we come to the end of the breakfast show. Many thanks to all of you. Until we see you again tomorrow morning with a new team. That's a goodbye.